Hey, what's happening, gamers? I'm Kwing, and welcome to our Let's Play channel. Today we're looking at Cisco Ramon, aka The Vibe. That's fun to say, Francisco. Anyway, he was created in 1984 for Justice League of America Annual number 2, part of the new Justice League. Alright, so this minifigure can be found in free play during The Power of Love. He'll cost you 75,000 studs. His abilities are mostly acrobatic, but he does have some detective vibe vision and shoots sonic vibrations out of his hands, or as I like to call them, sonic booms. Vibe's backstory seems very similar to a later superhero, Static Shock though. He comes from the hood in Detroit and hung out with the wrong crowd, which got him in trouble with the law often. He ends up becoming a street gang leader too. When Aquaman creates the new Justice League in the 80s, Vibe joins, which is more like an international Justice League, but for some reason they hang out in Detroit a lot. Anyway, Martian Manhunter doesn't really like Vibe at first, mentioning how the kid is reckless, gets in trouble with the law a lot, and is not a team player. Vibe later proves himself against Ivo's android and saves the entire team though. He also develops a close friendship with Vixen, whom we'll talk about later because she's awesome. After Crisis on Infinite Earths, Cisco leaves the team to head back to Detroit to do some thinking. During Darkseid's invasion of Earth as part of the Legends series, Vibe is unfortunately killed in action by one of Ivo's androids. Martian Manhunter feels bad about the whole thing, has Vibe buried under Mount Justice, where he will remain until he becomes a zombie in Blackest Night. Cisco's brother, who we saw in The Flash, would later develop similar sonic boom powers and join Booster Gold's superhero team, which is weird. He called himself Reverb and then later Hardline. In post 9/11, DC Comics brought in Dwayne McDuffie's character Virgil Hawkins into the DC universe, like the entire universe, to send a shock through our systems and our hearts. So Vibe wasn't really necessary anymore because we had Static and he was so much cooler. You could say he was electrifying. After reality was altered in 2008 during the Trinity series with Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, for whatever reason, Vibe comes back to life in this reality, only to have his head explode during a battle, killing the character again. Well, duh. Not long after this, Vibe does come back in Blackest Night, along with old Justice Leaguers that are no longer around, like Steel and a few others. They basically come out of the Mount Justice crypt and attack Vixen and Gypsy. He was then vaporized by Dr. Light. So no more Vibe. As for the New 52, Cisco is one of the youngest superheroes to join the Justice League, but Batman does not like him because of his connections to street gangs and possibly the mob. For whatever reason, DC gave Vibe his own comic book called, get this, Justice League's Vibe. Anyway, Cisco got his powers during Darkseid's first invasion of Earth in the New 52 when the boom tube exploded, which sent waves through the entire DC universe. This explosion is also known as the Event Horizon, which is the reason so many DC heroes and villains became metahumans. Well, most of them, Cisco being one. Vibe is also one of the most powerful beings in the New 52 universe. His sonic booms can mess with speedsters and even disrupt the Speed Force itself. Because of this, Steve Trevor's like, we need to make this dude into the Justice League so he doesn't hurt Barry. His vibrations are also powerful enough to shake the very foundations of the Earth apart. That is, if he uses his powers too long, which he never does. As for other media, Vibe had many non-speaking cameos in Justice League Unlimited and Crisis on 2 Earths. He also had his very own DC Nation short, which was weird. However, The Flash is the reason Cisco, played by Carlos Valdez, is becoming so popular these days. Whether or not he becomes the Vibe, it doesn't matter. The character actually made his first appearance on Arrow, picking up inventory from Star Labs' warehouse after Barry was in a coma. He used a weapon by Dr. Light to attack Deathstroke, so Slade, so he and Caitlin could warn Team Arrow about something. I don't really watch Arrow, so I might not be right about all this stuff. Now, Cisco is a vital member of Team Flash. He works as a dispatcher, he creates stuff as an inventor, and he's just a really cool guy. He's also responsible for making all the really cool tech in the Flash and Arrowverse, which you've seen throughout the seasons. He made Captain Cold's gun, he made protection for the police, he made the Flash suit, different Arrow weapons. He also helped create the Supermax prison underneath Star Labs with Dr. Wells, and he does so much more. This Cisco is miles better than the DC Comics incarnation, any of them. Sadly, just like the comics though, Cisco did meet his end this time by Dr. Wells, aka Aw-Qward Thon, the Reverse Flash, for of course learning his secret. That is until, of course, Barry went back in time a few days ago, preventing everything that happened. Although now, he probably made another world. One where Cisco is alive, and one where he is not. Still, the Flash could be responsible for giving Cisco superpowers, which would be awesome. Anyway, that's it, that's all, folks. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. In the comments section below, tell me what character you would like to learn about next time. Also, make sure to leave a like for Cisco Ramon. Cisco, it's still fun to say. Well, see you later.